Now we're to the point where John Lampman has come into the office. He's now hired us to do the estate planning. And we've said, John, it's going to cost $10,000. I need $5,000 up front as a retainer. Remember, we're going to create a sales receipt because he's in my office. He's like, yes, I want to hire you. I want you to do this work. He gets out his pen and he writes out a check, or maybe we just send him the invoice and he pays it online, which is the beauty of online, right? So we're going to create the account. We're going to create the transaction, the accounts receivable transaction, but it's going to hit that liability account. We've already set that up. If we look over here in the products and services, this is another product that you're going to have to set up, and it's going to be retainer. Now we have to set up retainers as received and applied. So you can do a prepaid. It depends on the verbiage. Retainer received is the one I like to have. And you're going to set this up with retainer received inside the description line. It's going to hit the parent account of the trust liability. You're not going to make one for each client because that would be a messy, you'd have to make a lot of products and services and it have to be part of your functionality. We're going to do it this way so we can create the journal entry to move it afterwards. So you have to set up this piece first in the products and services. Now I'm going to go back to my client. I'm going to find John Lampman and I'm going to receive his $5,000 because he's going to hand me a check right here on the spot for $5,000. So I'm going to type in Lampman. I'm going to hit that sub account line. I want the money to come through that piece. My new transaction here is going to be a sales receipt because he's paying me on the spot. If it was something I had to send out to be paid, that would be an invoice and a customer payment. And as you see, because I did it there, it's going to bring it in. I'm going to deposit these funds right into the trust bank account. So I want to make sure it hits the trust bank account. And then I'll put in that he paid me by check, 4545. And then the product or service is going to be the retainer received. So I have retainer applied. They were hitting the same account, but I wanted to keep track of them. Remember, using products and services, you'll be able to run reports on that specific product or service. So under the sales category. And then I'm going to say that he gave me $5,000 as the upfront deposit. And I'm just going to hit save and close here. And as you can see, this is where I'll show you in the balance sheet where this goes. So I'm running a balance sheet here to show you where the funds went. So I'm going to do this month so we can really narrow it down here and just run the report. And we deposited it into the trust bank account. So if I open up the trust bank account here, you're going to see that the deposit or the debit side of this transaction went into, by using the sales receipt where it was connected, it's going into his account, into the trust bank account. Now, if I come back here, I'm not going to see it in his personal account on the ledger line because we haven't moved it there. What we've done in essence is dumped it into this funds held in trust account. So if we go here where there's $122,000, if I click on the bottom amount, I'm going to see Mr. Lampman's money here, but I don't want it in the trust header. I want it to be moved into his subheader. How do I get that there? Well, we're going to show you that in the next video.